Hey guys, Kurt and Sarah again from Time Machine Transport. Alright, so we're heating up some water. We did find so that we watched some videos on some, like I said, we have a book of wild edibles. But anyways, one of the survival channels said you can make pine needle tea. And this is from a white pine. I guess there are pine trees that are toxic or poisonous. I think it's toxic, right? Mm-hmm. So do your due diligence and look up what's good and what's not. But how you can see that the needles are good and good for you with vitamin C and A is the oh shoot, I just dropped it.
There's another one.
All right. So what you do is you pull it off and you count 5 needles. So that means it's from a white pine, and this is a good pine tree to get. And it has, like I said, it has to come out in 5. Count the needles 5, and then that's actually a good pine tree to get needles from. Now, what Sarah's gonna do is you bruise them. So you're gonna, remember, you gotta break them and then bruise them. Bruise them meaning you kind of beat them up a little bit, all right? And then that gets the oils, I guess, out of it. And then you just put it in boiling water. Well, you put it in the water, and then if you don't want to lose a lot of vitamin A, you will boil the water and then pull it off right away so you don't lose a lot of vitamin A. But it has a lot of vitamin C, as they would say in England.
They're hard to break.
Yeah, so he said just kind of, take them, bruise them.
Oh, that bruise didn't really break them down.
All right, because you said it's hard to digest. And you're not going to, I don't think you didn't drink the needles.
No.
So just put them down here on the bed once and then try to take a smaller handful and do them. There you go. Perfect. And that's what it's called, bruising, I guess, when you do that. Break it in half and you kind of knead them in your hands.
That's pretty enough.
There you go. And like I said, on one of the videos we did, this is actually a really good stove. It's kind of tricky to start. If you have high yellow flames, that means there's either your fuel cap is too loose or it's not sealed correctly, or your line is flooded. If there's a big yellow flame here, you got to have a blue flame. So I found a little way to kind of combat that. When you do a full turn on this, so you full turn it and then you pull it out, and then you put your thumb over the end of it and you pump it 30 times. And then you turn, this is supposed to be down, but when you go to light the flame, you turn this up, and then you control your flame. And then you grab a starter. I always use one of these. These are the best thing to try to start a fire, even if you have a regular campfire. Grab some gas. Obviously, that's not the correct way to do it in a survival instinct, but it's the easiest way to do it if you ask me. So, anyway, so yeah, I think that's enough. Just for demonstration. All right, now it's in there. We're just going to let it boil, and right when it comes to a boil, we're going to pull it off, and then we're going to strain it into a water jug. And you got your bandana, baby? Want to grab that? So we're going to go ahead and do that. But anyways, so I just wanted to go over, because we're about to take off here. I'm going to wash up a little bit and then take off. I'm going to put our fire out. And Jose, when you watch this video, sorry, buddy, but the rest of this lumber stand here, we're not hauling that shit back to the shop. So anyways, that's my bug out bag when it's completely packed. Yes, with the machete and the axe and all that stuff. But this is my wife's bag. She's got pretty much everything I have. Not as much, because if I'm on the road, obviously I need more stuff. But she's got her bear spray and her machete and her hatchet, her pussy pad, and she's got her night vision goggles and canteen cup and canteen, and she's got her own tack vest. I got my tack vest. And then, like I said, she bought me this one here for Father's Day, so this is my spare for the truck. But yeah, her tent's down, and we're just I wanted to show you guys one thing. This was added. Like I said, we bought a couple new radios. I would suggest having them. They can be on a VHF or whatever a regular radio frequency is, and then you can switch it to a ham radio. So they weren't too bad. I think $150 for the two. But if shit hits the fan, you're definitely going to want to have a ham radio. But also, this was pretty cool. So we just bought this, and you can see the green light. And when the blue lights, so I don't know if you could see this or not, but when you have the green light and then the blue lights are going left to right, that means it's solar charging. And this was the better one of the ones, because it's got the panels there so you can get more sun on there. I saw the Patriot one that everybody, you know, it's like one of their commercials. Every time you watch YouTube, a Patriot thing comes up and says, oh, this is the best thing ever. Well, this one was cheaper than the Patriot one. And the Patriot one is, the Patriot one is bigger, so it has a larger solar thing on it. But it was way more expensive. That one, I think, with the 4 panels was like $45. We bought that and the radios. So the radios actually should be here or be at our place Monday if they're not already there. That was ordered, that solar charger was ordered the same time as the radios, and it came before the radios. Another thing is we bought that grate right there and that metal one on top of it. That's my 2-man tent from my truck, but I just brought it just in case. Always have 2, right? And then that metal cooking thing on top, and this right there, we bought it at a thrift store. And then our cot, we bought 2 cots like that from a guy, and like a piece of metal that goes over the fire stick, and it's kind of a grate. I was gonna bring it, but it was already enough to bring all this stuff. And my wife, she's always OCD on stuff. So, but yeah, we bought that and that other metal thing. I think we bought 2 of those and 1 of those at a thrift store for like $3. So that's perfect. You should have stuff like that as well. You know, I mean, like they say, if you have 1, you have none. If you have 2, you have 1, I guess, something like that. We have 2 generators, and we got one way bigger than that and stuff. But just try to be prepared, you know. But anyways, and then have a few of those and a couple of this. But one thing that really makes me giggle is this is a 4-man tent, and 2 people fit in this thing perfectly. That's a 2-man tent, and 1 person fits it. So if you see a 4-person tent, reduce it by half. It's a 2-person tent comfortably. I don't know how 4 people would have fit in that tent.
Maybe babies.
Yeah, maybe children, right? 4-person children, midgets, little people. I wasn't politically correct when I said midgets. Little people. So yeah, so that's, but like I said, we're very transparent. I like to show the stuff that my wife has that I have, because we've prepared now for a few years. Have yourself a gas lantern, you know, so many water bottles, and we have a few little small coolers like that. I mean, those little things. But like I said, this was hard, man. Yesterday was brutal. Oh my God, it was so humid out there. My wife's hair is a wreck because of it.
Thanks.
But it was so humid. It was absolutely, it was disgusting. And we burnt some oatmeal in the bottom of my canteen cup, so I got to take it home and scrub it. And it was using my wife's that is clean because she has OCD that way. So, but anyways, so we're just gonna we'll keep the video going because I don't want to have to do another 2-minute video for this. So we'll just talk about stuff. So thinking about, can you imagine being, actually I think I'm going to sit down, talk. I'm lazy. I like to know what the fun in camping is. No fun in camping. I mean, it's fun to know the stuff that you can do. But I don't like. Okay, so if you look at, I mean, my wife Sarah and I were talking. You know, if you guys obviously subscribe to the channel, and people are like, I know your wife's on our end. I'm very proud of what she does. I'm proud of what I do. I'm a semi-driver, and being a former military and stuff. But it's so great to have, if you're married or you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, to have yourself a partner like I have, because Sarah's like, she's been so supportive with everything that we do and everything that I mean, if it weren't for her, I mean, you have to have a husband and a wife that are on the same sheet of music, because you both have to be strong. I mean, and if when one is weak, like I said that one day when I said, man, I'm done, and she's like, are you throwing in the towel? I'm like, I think our team might be boiling. Nope. I don't know what that was. Turn it up a little bit. But if you have a wife that is on board with the things that you're on with, that's so amazing. And if you, or a husband for that matter, right? But if you don't have, like I said the other day when I was like, man, because I sleep with a CPAP. We roughed it on pussy pads in the tent. It was brutally humid, no wind. Today's beautiful. Today's absolutely gorgeous. The wind's coming off of the lake. There's a lake on the other side over there. But it's not as brutal. But yesterday, no wind. I mean, you could literally cut it. But Sarah and I were talking. Like I said, if you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, significant other, if you're gay or whatever, to have that other person that is totally on board with what you do and supports you and brings you up when you're down, you know, and if this, well, not if, but when this stuff happens, you're going to need somebody that's going to pick you up when you're down. And Sarah does that for me, and I do that for her. So you're going to need that to survive in this. And who knows? We got all this gear and stuff, and we might be 2 days into it and be like, fuck it, and just do ourselves. But you never know. You know, they say suicide is weakness. You don't want to go out that way. But at least we could choose the way we die. But Sarah and I were talking about World War II. I mean, the Civil War, sorry. And any war. I mean, if you look back in any one of the worlds, World War II, you know, they had, you know, when Germany invaded Russia, they invaded too late because they obviously had too many irons in the fire. And they actually invaded Russia too late, so they actually ended up going into the winter. And they also underestimated Russia. They thought Russia was going to be taken over easy because they had just basically moved into Russia with ease. The Germans did. But anyways, when it came to coming in to take Stalingrad and stuff like that, that's when it was pretty much done. But the Germans were dying. They died by the hundreds of thousands by dysentery and starvation, and you know, they froze to death and everything else. But can you imagine when Sarah and I were talking about the Civil War and how humid it was yesterday, and even the day, and it's humid today, but not as bad as it was yesterday and the day before. But can you imagine during the Civil War when they had all wool uniforms and they had long johns underneath there and bugs, and they didn't have any kind of the technology stuff that you have for camping nowadays? Can you imagine how miserable that would be? Oh, and you know, you don't have protein bars and this and that, and you had to hunt for everything you had. I mean, just so on and so on and so on. It's pretty Pretty wild. But I don't know if you want to use that knife. You want to use my K-bar on that?
Right.
Your little knife.
I'm just cleaning off so I can stir that tea.
Oh, okay.
Because everything's put away pretty much.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so going back to that, and then seeing the people in the old time black and white pictures, none of them ever smiled. They were always just straight faced, stone faced. They were just not very happy. Nobody ever smiled in the old pictures because it was like they didn't have any downtime. It was like every day was work, and you know, if you were a farmer, worked every day. This worked every day. So that's, and people always wonder, why didn't they ever smile back then? Because things were rough. They didn't have anything to really smile about, you know. And I know, you know, people, oh, well, you know, back in the old days, like that's why a lot of people say nowadays the millennials, the snowflakes, they won't be able to survive it all because they're so weak. And I don't mean it for like in a bad way, but they're weak as far as parents. Like yesterday, our people over here where the other picnic table is, they had two younger kids, but they were probably 10, 11-ish, riding bikes and everything. And they stayed, they got here Friday, they left last night. So they were here late Friday and left late last night, or late, like early evening-ish. And the boys helped set up their tent because the mom and dad had a tent and then they had a tent. What's that? To the left. Is it rising? All right, we lost our flame then. Watch out. Uh-oh. All right, we lost our flame. Shoot. Hold on. This brings that flame down. Oh.
Ooh, careful.
Oh, you got it up really high, that's why. Okay.
You did that.
I didn't turn the nozzle. You had the nozzle when I came here.
No, I didn't touch the nozzle.
Well, then it's been on the whole time.
Oh. Yeah, because that's why I asked you, and I didn't touch it until you told me.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's still not blue flame.
I know.
And that's how I end up getting it when there's too much fuel in it, because now there's way too much fuel in it. That's why that other one, that one came on. Mm-hmm. But see how she went down?
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah,
if you turn this up.
That's why I wanted to ask you which way.
And she might be almost out of gas. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's right. She's
well, we're just going to cheat. We'll just do it this way. Get it to boil, and then we'll turn it off. Then just
it was already bubbling in there.
All right,
so you
just
can
get away from your handle, or get one of those things to actually use a rag to pull it off. Hold on, guys. Sorry, we're cheating a little bit. No, don't do that. It's going to just spill.
But I didn't want to.
No, don't pull it off yet. Just...
Oh, I thought you wanted to pull it.
No. Yeah.
Yep, I did that. It was boiling before.
Oh, it already boiled?
It was starting to already.
All right, if it started to boil, that's fine then. All right, go ahead, pull it off. And then strain it into that other cup thing, right? I'll let it burn off from here. Actually, if I pull this stove is nice, but it's also kind of a pain in the ass. It is nice, so once you get it started, you have to open up this, because this is where you fill your fuel. It takes gas or propane, and you got to release the pressure in there. That's what that pump's for. Anyways, it has to cool down. Anyways, put it away. But anyways, back to what we were saying. So they had the little boys over there.
You want me to strain it into this?
No, I wanted to strain it into this. That's why I emptied it. Then grab the other one. There's another one in there.
Yeah, it's right. I'm sorry.
My wife.
I took the rest of
I know. So anyways, they had little boys over there. But the thing, back to the millennials and the snowflakes. So you have mom and dad. The boys were excited. They put up their own tent. Mom and dad put up their tent. And I really don't think they even cooked anything. It's like they ate bags of Doritos for dinner and everything. And then they were out riding bikes and doing whatever. And so then the so they went down to the lake and everything, and then when they came back yesterday, the boys went out riding their bikes, and Mom and Dad literally cleaned up everything. Took down the boys' tent, took down their tent, cleaned up all the stuff, cleaned the dishes, cleaned this, picked up everything, loaded the bikes, and the little boys were out doing nothing. Don't take your time there, Sibylla. Don't rush it.
It's not going to be this block.
Well, it will when you dump it in there slowly. So here, I'll show you. Here, watch out. There you go. Yep, just like that.
I got it.
Put it even in further. There you go. Take your stick. Go ahead, push it in there.
Push.
All right, now do it. So Mom and Dad did everything, and that was my point to the millennials and the snowflakes. So they're so used to just grabbing a bag of Doritos, and I'm not talking to every one of them, obviously, but it seems like more and more that we come in contact with. And yesterday was a perfect example of that. Mom and Dad did everything, and these little spoiled-ass kids just went out there and did whatever they did and played. Mom and Dad cleaned up everything. They're not learning anything. But Sarah did say yesterday and the day before, she said, you know, it's really nice because we tried to go to bed early or whatever, but you could hear kids running off and playing and hooting and hollering, and that was good. She said it's great to see, you know, kids come out with their parents and sit with, you know, nature and God and learn all this stuff. And we've seen a lot of big RVs come through. Not RVs, but more RVs, towable trailers. And we didn't see any motorhomes though, I don't think. And you saw very few. I mean, there was probably what, 50-50 tent campers, and the other 50% maybe mobile homes. How's it smell?
Earthy.
Oh, that's not bad. Let it cool down a little bit. It doesn't smell. It almost smells. You can see the needles actually got a little brownish, like so the greenness actually came out of it, which is really nice. Smells like earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let it cool down a little bit. Yeah. So this is gonna be our. So now I can stop. Yeah. You guys are. Come on, Kurt, man. Get to the fucking green tea. Jesus. Oh, so this is interesting. So behind our tent area, here's this rock. Just out of nowhere, like it's a marker rock or something. You know, you guys ever watched that show, The Mystery of Oak Island or whatever, where they were looking for these marker rocks? They're just sitting there, like there's no other rocks around here, but that's just sitting there like a marker rock. So that was very interesting. So, anyway, so let's get to the point of the video. Kurt, Sarah. Oh, it's still pretty hot. So, anyways, but you know, we can. I was going to say we could solve that. You just put it in the cooler, or put some cold water in there. Actually, don't just put it in the cooler, or just add a little cold water. I don't want to break the taste of it.
I don't either, but
Will there be any in there? No, just open the spout. Is there any in there?
no, I just emptied it.
Well, here, then. Oh, you got that? Okay. Sarah's putting.
Should I put some lemon in it too?
Sure. After we're done tasting it raw. All right, here it goes. Sarah's on board first. Still hot? No? We didn't.
Smell like green tea.
Does it? Mm-hmm. We didn't get to go fishing, so we brought lemon for the fish.
Not bad.
No, it doesn't taste bad at all.
Tastes kind of like green tea.
Yeah, kind of tastes little. I wouldn't say lemony, but if you took that, you can't really tell. It's a little murky. It's a little murky, but not bad. It almost smells a little perfumey.
I think that's for my bandana.
Oh, that could be it. All right. All All right. All right.
I had my bandana in my hair.
All right. Well, that would explain the perfume, the perfume
Sorry.
smell.
Well, that's all I had.
All right. Well, so we're at, so that's green tea. So again, we'll go over it one more time because I know I got the yapping, but this is the tree that we got it from. So here is the white pine, and if you look here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you look at the little piece coming off of the actual branch or stem, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like I said, just pull them off, get yourself a nice handful. And we saw this on another channel. It wasn't like we're some kind of fucking tree hugger, flower kissing nature, you know, people. But we YouTube a lot of stuff, and I like to share. Like I told Sarah just after we were done with the when I tore out the bug out bag, I'm like, man, I hate doing that, man. It's just a lot of work, man. Pulling all your gear out, especially my shit's heavy, man. Like Sarah's, obviously because she has the bug out trailer and the stuff at the shop, but that's hers. Mine, I can barely lift it with one hand. That's got to be at least 50 pounds. At least 50 pounds. But obviously I'm in a semi. So anyways, we're going to put out the fire. I got to wash my feet. And we're going to add a little lemon to that pine tea. And pine tea's good, man. They say it's got a lot of vitamin C and vitamin A. But they say it's really good for you. But again, if you like the content, now I'm done gabbing. The tea's done. We tasted it. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to put a little lemon in it. I think that would be really, really good, actually, with some lemon in it. So, minus my wife's perfume in her bandana. So, please, we're going to finish cleaning up here, wash up, and then we're going to jump in the truck and head back home. We're about, I don't know, 4.5 hours from home, something like that. So, if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. I hope this video finds you well. Ciao.